Hi YouTubers, what's up? Welcome back to Shew's Kitchen. So today we'll be making a coconut rundown. Oh yes, a coconut rundown. What is a coconut rundown? It's a traditional Jamaican dish that we love to have with dumplings and bananas and yellow yam. But today I'm just going to show you how to make the coconut rundown. And next video I'll show you how we make the dumplings and the other stuff. So before I get started, guess what guys? I want to remind you, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, so as soon as I upload a new video, you'll get the notification. So remember, subscribe. Let's get into the recipe. So what we're gonna need fresh coconut. I already break my coconut, so we need fresh coconut. I am gonna wash them and we're gonna blend them. On the stove I have hot water. I normally blend the coconut with hot water because that oil that is in the coconut, it needs hot water. If we use cold water, we're not gonna get the same nice consistency that we want. So hot water is best. So on the stove, put on a kettle. Here goes the accent, a kettle. Jamaica, we say one kettle. Anyway, put on a pot of water on the stove to boil. So that's what we're gonna blend. So I'm gonna finish up the coconut and then we'll put it in the blender. Next, we're gonna need onions, tomatoes, garlic, scallion, and then there are other seasoning that we're gonna add to the stove. Traditional coconut rundown, we make it with codfish, baklava, or in Jamaica we call it sawfish. But today, because I'm making a vegan rundown, a plant-based, there's not gonna be any sawfish to it. You could always add the sawfish, and I'll tell you when you would have had the sawfish, but I'm not gonna add any sawfish. It's just gonna be plain coconut rundown. I rice it up and wash it. So now I'm gonna add it to the blender. So we had hot water. We need the hot water because we need all that oil that is in the coconut. And remember, when you're blending anything with hot water, do not put let me show you. You leave this open. Do not put that little thing that comes in here, the cap. Leave it open because if it's there and it will burst, it will get hot, burst, and it will burn you. So leave it open. Just put a towel over it. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. So now we're gonna take it over to the stove and we're gonna strain it into a pot. And we're gonna boil that for 20 minutes. We're just gonna eyeball it for 20 minutes and then it should start reducing. Okay guys, so here we are. We're gonna strain the coconut. And the coconut trash, the leftovers I'm gonna make something with that. So just strain the juice in. Just squeeze all the juice out. Just use the spoon and just squeeze it. It's hot, so you don't really want to put your hand in it. So just get a spoon. I hope you're seeing and I'm not blocking. See, just get the spoon and squeeze it because we don't want to touch it because it's hot. Okay guys, so I strain all the coconut. And we're not gonna cover it. We're gonna leave it just like this and it's gonna boil for 20 minutes. But just keep looking at it, make sure it doesn't come over the stove. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut a piece of onion and I'm gonna put in there to keep it from boiling over. Okay, here it is, 20 minutes later, it's bubbling away. This is what we want. We want it to bubble. Just let it, I put a little piece of onion to keep it from coming over. So this is what we want. That's the consistency we want. So we're gonna let it sit for another 20 minutes or so and we're gonna check on it. We have to boil it till it becomes a custard. So it has to, all the liquid until it start making oil. That's when we're gonna add our seasoning, so it needs to boil somewhere because it's very watery now. We want it to boil until it start making a custard and oil. Okay, so here we are 20 minutes later. You see how nicely it's coming down. So I just had a little tomato. I'm gonna add some more seasoning to it. So I am gonna add now, I hope you can see it, there it is. I'm gonna add the tomatoes. In here I have sweet pepper, onion and scallion. I'm gonna add those. And I'm gonna start, and now I'm gonna leave this to, because I want the seasoning to cook down in the coconut water. Because let me show you. You see the custard, all that gooey stuff. I want all of that now to boil down with all of this nice seasoning, and then after we'll add salt to taste and a little spices. So there it is. Nice. It smells so good. I wish you could smell it. It smells divine. Give it that pretty orange color. So at this point now, this is the point where if you were doing codfish, if you're doing saltfish, this is where you would put this. At this point in the process, you will add the saltfish. So that's your coconut rundown. I'm gonna add the salt and the rest of stuff to it now. Okay guys, so our rundown is almost finished. Turn the stove down. I'm gonna add the garlic. And here I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna add some Mrs. Dash, just a little extra seasoning, not a lot, a teaspoon. And I had a piece of thyme in there. So here it is. Ooh, it smells so good. Woo! Delicioso. Just remember to turn the stove down once it gets to this point, because we don't want to burn it, because once it boils down to a custard, it will burn. So you turn the stove down while you had the last seasoning, so it doesn't, we don't burn it. So I'm gonna taste to see if it has enough seasoning. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit more salt. I like mine a little salty because I don't use saltfish. So if you're putting saltfish, you gotta watch the salt, because the saltfish tend to be salt. But if you're not putting in the saltfish, you could add 1.5 teaspoons. If it's not salt enough, you could always add more. But if you're putting in the saltfish, which a lot of people do like it with the saltfish, you gotta test it really good and make sure it's not too salt. So there goes the coconut rundown, running down nicely. Look how nice. Woo! Delicioso. You see all that oil? That's from the coconut. That's why I said we have to use hot water, because we want to get all the coconut. So that's the rundown for you. It's all done. All done. So we turn the stove off now. All done. Okay, so our coconut rundown has come to an end, and we are gonna try it. So I'm gonna put this close up to the camera so you can take a 360. Woohoo! You see my dumplings? You see that? Let's try it. Let's try it. So I'm cutting my dumplings. It's hot. So good. It is absolutely delicious. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Blah.